The nature of a progressed sun. This is for astrologers only, really. Now, there's a number of different systems that are called progressions. I don't even really know what their names are. I just know the way I use. The way I use progressions is simple. It's called secondary progressions, and it involves moving the planets, all the planets, forward. 1 day's worth of motion equals 1 year of life. I.e., if you're born with the sun at 15 degrees and the sun moves 1 degree a day, then after 15 years the sun's going to leave the sign you were born in and move into the next one for 30 years, because the sun moves 1 degree a day. The progressed sun. It deals with what I call the slow but steady and consistent development of one's internal identity, sense of uniqueness and sense of individuality. The progressed sun is all about you and your journey through life. Look at the sign it was in when you were born, and as you get older into your 50s, 60s and 70s, you will look back over 1, 2 or even 3 periods where the progressed sun has occupied different signs. And you may be able to identify 30-year cycles here. Similarly, the progressed sun over the course of your life will pass through 2, 3 separate houses in your life. And you may experience that over 20 to 30 year cycles, the affairs of these houses become more significant. But this is all so generalized that it's practically impossible to be aware of as an individual effect. And do I give it any credence? Little, if any. What I do look at is the aspects of the progressed sun. For example, when I see that the progressed sun in a client's chart is 5 degrees away from Saturn in their horoscope and getting closer slowly, I say to them, look, for the next 5 years, the progressed sun is going to be coming up to your Saturn and you're going to become steadily more sober, serious, structured, grounded, but also potentially more hardworking and thus successful. Alternatively, if the progressed sun is spending 3 or 4 years building into a sextile or a trine to Jupiter or Neptune, then I'm going to be telling the client that the coming few years are really years for expanding their consciousness, for growing and learning and developing their spirituality, possibly through travel or other forms of internal development. But it's all to do with internal identity, uniqueness, individuality, and sense of self. One's internal identity, nothing to do with anyone else, any external environment or any other person's influence on you, solely to do with whom you are inside yourself. Now, a couple of points that's interesting to note. What I find is that, say for example, the progressed sun conjuncts Saturn at age 25, but in those 25 years, the progressed Saturn has moved on another 5 degrees. So over the next 5 years, this progressed sun is conjuncting progressed Saturn. Progressions to progressions. Shouldn't work, does. Similarly, transits to the progressed sun shouldn't work, they do. The thing to remember with the progressed sun is that it is actually the internal impetus and the urge for self-evolution that is taking place. The sign and house to a lesser extent and the aspects that the progressed sun is making indicate the state of one's personal growth and evolution through life at any given time. But because the progressed sun only moves 1 degree a year, this is slow and gradual. There are many times where I look at a client's chart and I say, progressed sun isn't doing anything. Right, you're the same person you were a year ago and will be in a year's time. And this can often run for 5, 6, 7 years at a time. And then, wham. So if you're working with progressions, and you're working with a progressed sun moving 1 degree a year, use it in a way that is solely related to your own individual journey through life and the evolving and transforming nature of your own identity. I'll do the progressed moon next. All right, cheers, bye.